Hey guys, and welcome to episode 15 of Surg's Single Player Survival Series, Season 1. I was just down in my mining area and had to take care of a creeper that wanted to welcome me back to the top. And I was getting some of the ores that I need to program into this item sync module. So let me see if I can sneak back here, and I had to dig a little bit higher to get the copper and tin, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything that I would need here. So iron, that's already silver, tin, and gold. So that should be everything that I need, at least in here. Now I can't process ferrous in this macerator, but that's okay. So I should be able to just go ahead and drop all of this, oh, not the redstone, all of this stuff in here, and it should find its way to where it needs to go. Minus, of course, the redstone, gravel, cobble, and dirt. And that's just because that stuff's still in barrels. And I don't have the barrels hooked up to my AE system. However, I do have a plan for it, and you can see that I went and lowered the ceiling just a little bit because I set up an area right up here, and that's where I'm going to put my liquid storage. Now, I do have a really small floor in between just for piping, and down here I have my basement. And you can see all of the items flowing around. We have everything being smelted up, and then the ingots should come flying back this way and back into the chest. And it looks like we're starting to run low on the fuel. So once that runs out, then I should be able to go ahead and move that tank. And the reason that we're running low is because I went and completely filled up my backpack. Now, keep in mind my advanced backpack holds twice as much as the CESU. So when we do run out of fluid or fuel, it's not going to be a big deal power-wise, because I can go ahead and throw my backpack right into my CESU and have it drain from it. So it'll give us a good chance to get fuel back up. I also went and put the polymorphic item sinks in these 3 chests. And this is my natural products, my ores, my gems and stuff. And I also added it to this one here, which is my miscellaneous stone, basically, or miscellaneous blocks, because it has clay and sand and stuff in there too. And it used to be right here. And I also added one to this chest, which is now my mobs drops. It was right here, because I kind of want to move them off the wall. Now this one here and this one here do not have any modules in them. And same thing for this last one on the end. No modules. And this is just going to be my miscellaneous junk chest. It's the very final one. So the reason that I didn't put any modules in those is because there's specific modules that I want to use. And let's go ahead and pull up logistics pipes. For those, I want to use, where is it? It's a mod module. There it is. Mod-based item sync. So for those, I'm going to need item sync modules and a redstone chip. And just some green dye and a iron chip. So I'm going to need 2 of those and 2 of the golden chips, and I'm going to need 4 green. And I should be able to just go ahead and craft the item sync modules and go ahead and convert those to the mod-based item sync modules. And we can go ahead and install them right in here. We're going to install one of them there. And we can go ahead and tell it what mod to use. And in this case, I know I want Railcraft in there. I know I want thermal expansion. I'm not going to make a lot of stuff from Engineer's Toolbox, but I do want Mine Factory Reloaded in here as well. So let's go ahead and open this up, and I should be able to do just like this, add, and it adds Railcraft. I want to add thermal expansion, and I want to add Mine Factory Reloaded. Pretty nice. And so now, I keep clicking with my wrench. If I go and throw these in here, it knows exactly where to put them, and they should all end up right in here. Anything thermal expansion, Mine Factory Reloaded will end up in here. Now, for this one, go ahead and throw my item sync module, my mod-based item sync module, and for this one, I only want IC2. Now, I might put more stuff in here, but for right now, I really only want IC2 in this one. So we can just go ahead and add IC2. Now what about the miscellaneous junk? Well, that's easy to fix. All we need is a regular item sync module. So let's go ahead and grab 2 cactus green, and we'll grab one of the iron chipsets. I moved my crafting table and I keep on wanting to run back to where it was. It'd take me just a minute to get used to it. And I want to put this in here, and I wanted to tell it default route yes. So what that means is, say there's something that our system doesn't know how to handle, like a piece of redstone. If I throw that in here, it's going to search where it can put it, and if it can't find a place, it will put it here. Now, I don't want it to do that with redstone. I actually want it to go somewhere specific. And that's why I wanted to move my tank downstairs. So let's see how that's doing, that Railcraft tank here. A little over 16, but what I should be able to do is go ahead and grab a portable tank, which holds 8 buckets, and I actually have 2 of them. And I'm also going to need a bucket. And I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out into my portable tanks. Now I'm still going to have to wait for that last little bit to drain. And as soon as it does, then I'll go ahead and move this tank upstairs, reconnect the fluid ducts, and then I'll come back and we'll be able to use this space here. Okay, there we go. I got it nice and hooked up. I even made it a little bit taller, one more taller, so that way it'll hold even more fuel. Obviously, once we get the fuel production a little bit better. And from here, it just goes straight up and right over to the tank here, and then on the other side, it just goes straight down. That should be all connected. And then it just goes right over here into our semi-fluid generator. Now I do need to grab a few more of these stone bricks, and let's put those away, and that's just because I need to clean up the downstairs just a little bit. I went and moved the way that my pipes connect, so that way they connect over here and run along the corner of the wall rather than, you know, 1 block away. And I just need to clean this up right over here. There we go. Looks nice. So now what we can do is we have this space here that we can go ahead and put our barrels. So let's go ahead and get right here, and I'm just gonna throw, let me see, I grabbed all of it out, huh? I'll just throw that in there, and then I can just throw this stuff right in here, and it'll take care of it for me. The bucket will most likely end up down here. So now what I can do is, let's go ahead and grab the compressed dirt, and we'll just go ahead and uncompress it and throw whatever there is, or whatever I can, right into this barrel. And any extra, I'm just going to go ahead and delete. So that'll give me that barrel there that I can use to go ahead and set up downstairs. Let's get up top. And this one just has compressed cobblestone, so I might as well use that one too. There wasn't a lot of it in it. And down here, what I'd like to do, since we already have this junction here, I think the best thing for me to do would be to start right here. And I kind of want to go this way. Yeah, that'll look really nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take my stone transport pipes and just kind of go right like this. And right here, just for right now, I want a basic logistics pipe. And I'll go ahead and put my barrel. Now I am going to change that to one of the Mark IIs, but the basic does what I need it to do. In this case, I want this one to be dirt, and that's where I want all of the dirt to go. So what I should be able to do is go right upstairs. Let me sleep through the night real quick. And I should be able to grab a whole bunch of dirt. Might as well just empty the barrel. There we go. And I should be able to just throw all of the dirt right in here. Now, it's slow. So we might want to think about upgrading this to an extractor Mark III. Let's see what we need for that. Just because I'd like it to go as fast as it can. So extractor Mark II, we want an extractor Mark III. So we just need a diamond chipset. Well, that's pretty easy. We have one of those. When we don't have an inventory full of stuff. Let's throw those in there. Grab one. Let's see, it still hasn't... You know what? Just for right this second, I'm going to go ahead and throw this back into here. And let's grab that Mark II. And go ahead and give it a diamond chip and make it Mark III. Wow, everything's gone. Much faster. Wow, that's exactly what I want. It'll just... No, you're not supposed to put it in here. Okay, let's go downstairs and put a piece in here, and let's see if it recognizes that this is where that's supposed to go. I might just need an item sync module and tell it that's where dirt goes. Let's try it now. It could be the fact that it's that I'm trying to pump it into the side. I might have to pump it into the top, I believe. Yep, see, it's going right back. Yep, it's going right back there. Let's try doing it. I know you can extract from the bottom. Let's try doing it through the top. So we'll just go ahead and set this right here. And we tell you dirt. Dirt is what is allowed to go into that inventory. Let's try it now. And if we run downstairs, we should be able to see where it's going. Aha! Okay, so that's what it was. It needed to go into the top. Perfect. So now I should be able to take all of this dirt out of here and go ahead and throw it back into my sorting chest. And it should wind up in the barrel downstairs. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the cobblestone, the gravel, the redstone, and the essence right next to them. And I'll come back after that and we'll start on the next part. So now I have them all down here, and I have them all set up the same, where it's just a basic logistics pipe and it has what's in it. Now, what happens when this fills up? Because it only has room for 2. Well, what happened when it's filled up is it threw all of the other cobble into the default route. And I don't want that to happen. Cobble is kind of one of those things that I really don't need more than 64 stacks. So, what we can do is go ahead and add one more, and we're at a trash can here. And basic logistics pipe, and we'll go ahead and tell this sand, dirt, cobble, and gravel. Now if it gets any more than what'll fill in these here, then it will go into this one. And the reason is because it's farther down the line. It'll put them into the first inventories first. And here's a good example. Let's go and grab a couple stacks of cobble. And in here, we'll go ahead and grab a whole bunch of this cobble. And now if I go and throw all of the cobble, I might as well throw the gravel and the dirt and sand and everything else right into here. If we watch, it's not going to end up back in this chest. Let's go ahead and throw the rest of this here. What'll happen is it will fill up the chest downstairs, or the barrel downstairs. And then it'll go ahead and trash the rest. See? That's filled up. That's filled up. Now, obviously, the other ones aren't filled up, but it didn't destroy any either. So, I have basic logistics pipes here. And that's nice, but that means that it's one way. It means everything's going to come from my input chest and come down here. And if I need, say, some redstone, I have to come down and get it. So, what I want to do is I want to be able to access my items that are in the barrels downstairs. I want to be able to access them up here. Well, there's a pipe for that. What we want is we want the request logistics pipe, but not the Mark II. Where is... Ah, there it is. Request logistics pipe. So we're going to need an iron gear and a redstone golden chipset. Let's go ahead and grab a redstone golden chipset. And an iron gear should be easy enough to make, since we have a decent amount of iron now. Now, I am going to have to go downstairs to grab a little bit of cobble just to make this. And we might as well grab a stack. I don't have any wood on me. And a little bit of wood here. And we'll make a wood gear, stone gear, iron gear. And I should be able to take my iron gear, a basic logistics pipe, and a redstone golden chipset and get a request logistics pipe. Now, because of what I'm going to be using this for requesting stuff, I'm going to put it right here. And I wonder if I can use this. Nope, doesn't look like I can make marble facades. It's unfortunate, but it's the way it works. So we have that there, and we want to do stone transport pipes. I might have to move these. I know I just stunted any growth on that one, but you know what? It's not a big deal. I have a decent amount of ender pearls for the moment, and it'll grow just fine one over. So let's see where this goes. Right here. Okay. So we can go ahead and connect it up right here. And remember, any intersection, we do need one of these logistics pipes. And then right here, we should be able to go ahead and do, we'll just do the stone bricks. We should be able to just go right up to our request logistic pipe. Now, the request logistics pipes, you can't right click with your hand. You have to right click with your wrench. And you can see here, we can't request anything. And that's because all our system knows how to do is put stuff away. It doesn't know how to get stuff for us. So to do that, let's go ahead and put this stuff away, since it knows how to do that. Now, I didn't have any birch wood in here, so it wouldn't have known where to put it. It would have just put it in the default route. Let me go ahead and sleep through the night real quick. So now, to request items through our request logistics pipe, we're going to need a supplier module. Where is the supplier module? Provider module. So we're going to need a redstone golden chipset and some lapis. Well, we're going to want quite a few of these. So let's go ahead and grab a good amount of lapis. That should be plenty. Yeah. And then a couple of redstone golden chipsets. And we'll do 10. And I have plenty of blank modules, so provider module. And what we can do is we can go ahead and add these. So right here we have the polymorphic, and we can go ahead and add the provider. Now these I want to configure, and we can tell it to include certain items, exclude certain items, or just not even worry about it. As far as the mode, we can do normal inventory, leave first stack, leave last stack, leave first and last stack, or leave one item per stack, one item per type. That's what I'm going to use, is one item per type. So that means if I request, say, pumpkins, and let's go ahead and do that, it will only show that I have 2 pumpkins because it wants to leave 1 pumpkin in here, which is just fine. So let's go ahead and set up the rest of these the exact same way. And then downstairs, I want to do the exact same thing with my barrels. So I'm going to set these up, and then I'll show you there's one little difference that I want to do downstairs, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, all of these are set up the same way except for these two. Well, these three, because the default route, we wanted to still be able to provide items from it. But, you know, I don't need to keep one of each item. So in that case, I'll have it as normal inventory. Same thing with these mod-based item syncs. I want them to be normal inventory because say I take all of the item ducks. Say I need 5 item ducks. If I come over here and I need 5 item ducks, I can go ahead and grab all 5. So let's say 5 item ducks. Go ahead and request. I don't want that pop up. And it'll give me the 5 item ducks. Now if I throw them back in my system here, they're going to make their way right back to the same chest anyway. So there's no point in keeping one in there. Downstairs, I do want to change this up. Remember I had said these basic logistics pipes were just temporary? Well, they are. So let's go ahead and remove all of these. And we want to make them Mark IIs. So I'm going to need a little bit of redstone. And I don't have enough modules. So I just want to go ahead and make a few more. So I have more blank modules. Now for these, I just want the regular item sync modules. And I made sure to grab some cactus green and some redstone iron chipsets. I also need a couple of these logistics chassis Mark II. I need 6 of them. And for this one, I just need a regular logistics chassis Mark I for one of them. And I'm going to make a terminus module. And it just takes purple and black dye. So now what we should be able to do is go ahead and set these up. I have my providers here. And we want to set these up just like we had the basic logistics chassis. And then right here, I just have the Mark I. Now, the difference between the Mark I and the Mark II is obviously 1 or 2 slots. Now, I don't need a Mark II for this one for the trash can because you can't pull anything out of the trash can. So, why do I need 2 modules? But this is where the terminus module is going to go. The terminus module is just like an item sync module, except the way that it works is it has a higher priority than the default route, the one that we have set over here, but it has a lower priority than everything else. So what we can do is go ahead and set that up with 1 of each, and we just go right here and we tell it sand, gravel, dirt, and cobble. So now what it knows that if it can't go anywhere else besides the default route, it will go to right here. And that's only for those 4 items. Anything else will stay in our input chest if it doesn't have anywhere to go. So now with these, I can go right down the line and set up an item sync module and a provider module. And in this case, I'm going to tell it to just leave 1 item per type. And here, this one is dirt. So I'm going to tell it dirt goes here. Just like we did before. Except for now, I should be able to go upstairs. Yeah, let's go upstairs. And request dirt. Whereas before I can't. See, right now I have no cobble. Well, I have lots of different types of cobble. I just don't have any regular cobble that I can request. But if we go downstairs, we can set up right here in this at this cobble barrel. We can go ahead and do the same thing. A provider and an item sink. And tell the item sink that we want you to have cobble. And the provider, I'm going to tell that leave one item per type. And since there's only one type, it's only going to leave one cobble in here. And again, just for demonstration, if I go upstairs, I can now see cobble. So I'm going to get the rest of those barrels set up between this episode and next. And next episode, I think what I'd like to do is adjust this setup just a little bit, so it'll make it easier for my logistics system to understand what's going on with these machines. And instead of having this right here, see, I have one tiny pile of silver, and here I have a whole bunch of iron, tiny piles of iron. I guess I should tell this that it's allowed to use copper too. Instead of doing it this way, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have my logistics system take care of this. And that's something that we'll have to do next episode. We'll have to move a few things around and we can put our packager down the stairs. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.